I am your monster. I will destroy you.
Hello once again, my flotalicious flock. Bob Matthews here again. Just wanted to take a moment out of my busy day, driving around like an idiot, burning gas, using up our precious natural resources. Oh, I'm actually going somewhere. Now if I can just remember where. Years ago I bought this machine called the Learning Machine. Sent away for it in the mail. Bought it from a company called Zygon, who's now defunct. Zygon, that name sounds like aliens, doesn't it?
Zygons. Your device has arrived from the planet Zygon.
Maybe that's why they're out of business. Maybe the government drove them out of business because they were aliens. Illegal aliens.
I'm sorry you can't do business in our country without a green card and an anti-matter translator.
Now, as far as I know, this machine that I bought was the very first sound and light machine that it was ever produced. It was kind of ahead of its time. It's kind of had a lot of drawbacks because the technology just wasn't there. You know, actually, they were ahead of the technology curve. It was a really cool looking design. What it was a device, you put it on your head and produced sound in your ears and synchronized it with lights flashing in your eyes. Kind of put you into an alternative state. Some of you would argue I'm already in an alternative state. They shipped it with a whole bunch of programs on CD. You'd put the CD in a little CD player, plug the headphones into it, and it would play the program, and there'd be words or music. And there would be little computer commands embedded in the CD program that would drive the lights. So they might maybe tell a story, and there'd be a campfire in the story, and they'd flicker the lights in your eyes like a campfire. You had your eyes closed, and so just like these little LEDs would project light against your eyelids, and you would see flashes of light. And it was really cool. And then they would have soothing tones and, you know, gentle patterns of light, and it would vary the intensity and the speed of the light. And the whole unit was kind of cool because you'd put it on and you looked like Luke Skywalker piloting one of those X-Wing fighters or whatever they were. Gave you like a cool jet pilot look, which was kind of useless because usually when you ran a thing, you'd find a quiet spot where no one would bother you, so you were alone, no one would see you. And you certainly couldn't see yourself with lights flashing in your eyes or hear anything going on with all that buzzing and talking and noises in your ears. But I really enjoyed that device. And they had all kinds of scientific principles behind it, how it would work, how it would put you into alternate states, how it would increase learning, all kinds of things. You know, I'm kind of skeptical. I don't know if it really worked. Like doing anything to set the mood, it made me feel good. Matter of fact, that thing probably cost around $300 back then. We had a Rabbit back then, and the Rabbit kind of chewed up the wires in the unit. A couple years later, I paid another $300 and bought another one. You know, and I've still got that thing. You know, and it's not as good as today's modern light and sound machines. It just, like I said, it was just ahead of the technology curve. Several years later, I bought another Mind machine called the Nova Pro 100. Now, they still sell that thing today. This thing, again, projected lights and put sound in your ears. And the sound was based on a technology called binaural beats. Something you probably heard about. It puts one frequency in one ear, another frequency in the other ear that's very similar, very close in frequency. And when your brain hears these two frequencies, there's a part of your brain inside that can tell which way sound is coming from, and it does this because the sound hits one ear before it hits the other ear. So it's kind of like it takes these two sounds and it's looking for phase shifts, but it's kind of think of it as subtraction. What happens is when you put these two frequencies that were engineered together in one of each ear, that part of your brain that determines direction kind of subtracts those two signals, if you will. It gives you a third frequency called a beat frequency or a binaural frequency. And since that frequency is produced in your brain will actually lock onto that frequency and run at that frequency. So if it's designed to be a slow frequency, then it'll bring your brain down. You can go into meditative states, relaxation states, things like that. If it's faster, then your brain runs at a higher speed and, you know, you're energetic, motivated, all kinds of stuff like that. So the basic principle behind binaural beats is that it just changes the speed that your brain runs at to put you into specific moods. Now that's a scientific principle that supposedly has been proven. It was found back in the 1800s. Brain scientists and technicians have looked at EEGs and looked at brain waves and supposedly have confirmed this kind of thing. You know, maybe that's true, maybe it's not true, I don't know. But like I said, I'm skeptical. You know, I'm an engineer. I've had a lot of years of engineering experience. I got a couple of degrees. You know, so I'm skeptical about some of these things. I couldn't tell you 100% that this theory is true. But again, once again, all I know is I like it. You know, I put the thing on. I put on a calming program. I feel good. Put an energetic program when I'm feeling sleepy. Seems to perk me up. So whether or not the binaural beats principle is really 100% truly working, I don't care. And all I know is I like it. You know, to me, proof is, you know, I bought two of these Zygon things. Now I bought a Nova Pro 100, and then after that, I bought a more portable one that has nearly all the features. It was called a Proteus, and it was like a little pocket unit. And I paid probably another $300 for that. You know, so the fact that I'm willing to pay my own money for this stuff tells you that, you know, I like it. It works for me. Are the scientific principles sound? Sound. I get it. Sound, ears, sound. I'm sorry. I can tell you as an engineer that the theory behind generating beat frequencies is absolutely true. I can show you the math. I can show you waveforms where you take two frequencies that differ by a small amount and you'll generate a third beat frequency. And it makes sense to me that since the part in your brain that detects direction actually produces that beat, it's internally produced. So that tells me it's easier for your brain to follow because it's not something you can ignore. It's in your brain. Whether your brain actually follows it, I don't know, because here's the thing. I can play that thing, put on a real relaxing binaural beat program, so it's putting my mind into a calm, relaxed state. And then if I sit in my front yard naked in an easy chair with those headphones on, I'm not going to relax. I'm going to be uptight, especially during the police car ride, I think. Point is, you have to cooperate with it. If you want to calm down, that's an aid to help you. You already got to be in a situation conducive to calming down. If you're playing a binaural beats program to fire you up, to speed you up, to get you energetic, you've been up for the last 19 hours, you just got done running 17 miles and you're sitting in a hot tub drinking martinis and burning incense, I don't care if that signal's internally generated. I don't think it's going to get you motivated. I can tell you I've read all the scientific theories. I understand them. Some portions of it, the generation of the beat frequency, I can tell you as an engineer, that's dead solid. The other part of the theory makes sense to me, but I can tell you from personal experience, it's not 100%. You got to cooperate with it. I can also tell you I recommend binaural beats just because I like them. They seem to work for me if I allow them to. I've been purchasing these for years, but I probably own over $1,000 worth of this equipment. Because that tells you what I think of it. But the good news is you don't have to pay $1,000. Try some of these binaural beats downloads. Don't worry about the theory. See if it works for you. Leave me a comment, let me know how it works. All right, talk to you later.